Hey, it's Brad Perry with Kingwood Physical Therapy. We're going to go on to the phase 2 of our shoulder stability exercises. So what we're going to do is teach you how to carry different weights in different positions so that we can really stabilize that shoulder, okay? So the first one we might start with is the suitcase carry, okay? So it's like you're just carrying a suitcase at your side. But what I'm going to have them do is really stabilize, kind of pinch, roll that shoulder back, okay, and hold that position. And we'll start with a really like easy weight to make sure there's no pain, and then have them walk, okay? So he's just going to walk back and forth, and I might say, okay, why don't you walk for about 30 seconds or so back and forth, or if they're in the clinic, I might have them do a couple of laps. But at home, I might say just grab some weight, walk back and forth for 30 seconds to a minute at a time, okay? Make sure it doesn't increase your pain, but we really want to stabilize and keep that posture. So if you're carrying too much weight, then it might pull it forward. We really want to make sure that that scapula stays stabilized, okay? All right, and then from the suitcase carry, we'll get into the waiter's carry, okay? So we'll tell you to stay at a 90 degrees here, okay, and 90 degrees here as you're doing this. Now, this makes it a lot harder taking this kettlebell and having to hold it upright, because now you're having to really stabilize through the forearm. So if that's too difficult, you got a weight at home that's too much, or a kettlebell, then you can just kind of let it relax off to the side or this way. It doesn't matter. There, and just hold it like that. That's kind of the easier way, right? Okay, and that's fine. And then you just kind of walk around for 30 seconds or so, okay? Now flip that weight up, and we call that bottoms up with the kettlebell, and that makes it a little bit tougher. Again, walking like 30 seconds to a minute at a time, holding that 90-90 position is really going to help stabilize that shoulder, okay? Now to make this one a little harder, we might say, okay, let's go into a lunge. All right, and so they're going into the lunge and holding that same position and really fighting to keep that kettlebell up, okay? All right, now from there, we can also make it a little bit harder and just kind of rotate out, all right? So we're really exposing the shoulder a little bit more, so make sure this one doesn't hurt, but this will be the next step to that waiter's carry, is holding that and just kind of walking around, holding that position, keeping that shoulder blade back and stabilized, okay? You don't want to get it too far back or too far forward, and holding it right there. Good, all right? And so again, from here, we can go into a lunge position, okay? And lunge it out and really make it a little bit harder. You can see he's struggling a little bit more with this one to keep that weight up like that. All right, good job, okay? And then the next one we're going to do is an overhead carry, okay? So holding it straight overhead, and I'll tell people to really open up that scapula and get it, holding it straight, keeping the elbow straight. Now he's doing it a little bit harder by keeping the kettlebell up, okay? Bottom up and just walking around. All right, again, making sure this doesn't hurt whenever you're doing it, making sure that there's no pain. And now the kettlebell, he can kind of relax the kettlebell to the side, and that makes it a little bit easier, especially if you don't have a kettlebell at home. You'd just be holding the weight straight overhead. Again, the next way to make it a little bit harder is now to do a lunge into that position, and that now we're trying to keep that elbow straight. We're really working on keeping the scapula into an upward rotation and stabilize while they're doing it, okay? All right, and so that's phase 2 of our shoulder stability exercises. Sometimes we'll prescribe these first in the gym, make sure you don't have any pain, coming into physical therapy. Then we say, okay, let's try to do those at home a couple of times a week, or maybe we'll say, once a day, just depending on your irritability level, okay? So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.